given the disappointment of the motorbike show, I have I've driven in to the city of London to show Julia some of the views. You've seen the Gherkin and some other bits and bobs. Now we're going to have a little look around Smithfields and St Bartholomew's Hospital, which obviously I know quite well. And yeah, maybe pop down to St Paul's too.
While this is playing, then please remember to hit that subscribe button. If you like this vlog, then give it a thumbs up and share it with your mates. Thank you.
This is Smithfield's meat market, where William Wallace was hung, drawn and quartered, and many other people were murdered too. Julia being a tourist. There's lots of history. It was actually bombed in the Second World War and rebuilt. So there was many hangings and murders and stuff here as well. But also in the 19th century, men used to bring their wives here and sell them with the meat on the market. And I'm wondering if that's where the term cattle market comes from. Don't know. It could be. 160 people were killed here when it was bombed in the Second World War. But this memorial is actually dedicated for all the people that have lost their lives since the Great War, which was the First World War. Just across from Smithfield, in amongst these beautiful old buildings, St Bartholomew's over there. These gardens, which were used for jousts and tournaments, markets, and more hangings. And through there is the tower of the Old Bailey. And here is a memorial to William Wallace, who was killed just behind me at Smithfields in 1305. And it's actually on the walls of St Bartholomew's Hospital. We're now going to walk through this lovely archway, which once upon a time was part of the accommodation of St Bartholomew the Great. I'm just going to walk down and go have a little look inside the lovely church. This is actually the oldest church in London, being built in 1123, which is the same time as St Bartholomew's opened as a hospital, or as a care facility anyway, because Bart's is the oldest hospital in England. It is a very beautiful church and has been used in TV and the movies, including Transformers, Sherlock Holmes, and for weddings and a funeral. I've just had a thought. Perhaps I should pretend to be in a church all the time, and then I won't shout. St Bartholomew's the Great was built by the Augustinian Priory, and at the same time they built St Bartholomew's the Lesser in the hospital grounds, so it was easier for people there that were receiving care to access. And that's one that I used to go into the most when I was caring for Andy here. Here is where Wat Tyler, John Ball, and the other revolutionaries met with the king to try and fight the plight of the people and get freedom and some peace from the uprising. And the king agreed. But then, of course, he renegated on it, killed Wat Tyler, and executed the rest of them. These holes, which I've never noticed before until Julia came all the way from Australia and went, "What are these holes?" are actually shrapnel from the Zeppelin attacks in 1915 and 1917. We're going to go through my favourite gate in the hospital, the Henry VIII gate, which is the one that I rode through and on into Maggie's when I came back from my tour of Ireland and Wales. Now, although there weren't any actual nurses here until the 1700s, there's always been a care facility here as part of the priory and the monks. Now, it was all around in Henry VIII's time when, of course, he started the dissolution of the monasteries and everything because of the Protestant Catholic Church of England and his divorcing from the Pope. But because it was a care facility, although he did plunder and pillage from here, he did eventually leave it alone and allow the monks to carry on with their care. And this is St Bartholomew's the Lesser, which is actually, this medieval tower here is the only remaining part of the original hospital. And this is one of the very few churches in England that are left unlocked, and it's open from 8 in the morning to 9 p.m. at night for prayer, and I often came in here for some quiet reflection. And I always stopped by this window, which commemorates the nurses of this hospital that lost their lives in the Second World War. And opposite it, on the other side of the church, is one for the physicians and the surgeons. And this is St Bartholomew's Hospital today. This is the Great Hall, currently covered by scaffolding, but up there is a stained glass window of King Henry VIII and an oil painting too. And most importantly for me is Maggie's cancer care that gave Andy and I so much support over the years.